Hello, digital marketing students, both part-time and full-time. So this lesson is for both classes since it is a public holiday today. Those who are working, happy Workers' Day. And Abolova, those who are not working, I wish you all the best and hoping that you get employed soon. Welcome to lesson 64 of Digital Marketing 3. The full-time students, those that I was with on Tuesday, if you remember, I introduced the marketing mix. We discussed the marketing mix. We looked at the 7 Ps, and we also looked at how crucial the 7 Ps are to digital marketing. For part-time students, there's a lesson, which is lesson 63, that I've uploaded. It also talks about the marketing mix. So we have been looking at the marketing mix and how it contributes to the success of your marketing campaigns on the digital environment. We looked at P for products. We looked at P for promotion. We looked at P for place. We looked at P for price. We looked at P for people. We looked at P for process. We looked at P for physical evidence. So there are 7 Ps that we looked at. And by using an example of someone who is selling using a digital poster on WhatsApp, I indicated to students how the 7 Ps must work together as a marketing mix. So whenever you are promoting a campaign on digital platforms, all those elements of the marketing mix must be highlighted. You need to tell us about the product. You need to tell us about the price of that product. You need to tell us about the people involved in delivering that product to consumers. You need to tell us about the processes that will take if consumers were to buy that product. You need to give us the physical evidence about that product to show that this product actually exists. How many people bought it before? Did they leave reviews? And so forth. What about ratings to show that this product actually exists? You need to tell us about how this product is promoted, how it's being communicated. So those are the 7 Ps that we discussed in the previous lesson. In this lesson, we are going to unpack one of those 7 Ps. We are going to be looking at a product as an element of the marketing mix. So at the end of this lesson then, you should be able to explain the product element of the marketing mix. You should be able to discuss and apply the product element of the marketing mix in an online context. So as usual, as we did with other lessons, we are also going to be doing case study scenarios after going through each and every product. I know students think that discussing a product is easy because a product is something that people buy. But there is more to products than having an object that someone is paying for. So why is the product an element of the marketing mix? We know that you cannot promote without mentioning the product because at the end of the day, you want people to buy that product. So the product variable of the marketing mix refers to the characteristics of a product and has implications for service or branding. Product decisions should be informed by the market research where customer needs are addressed and the feedback is used to modify existing products or develop new products. There are many alternatives for varying the product in the online context. When a company is developing its digital strategy, product decisions can be divided into decisions affecting the core product and the extended product. So we have got the core product. The core product is the main item purchased by the consumer to fulfill their needs. But however, how do we know about these needs? It's always crucial. Think about Ford Cougar. They got feedback from people that the car was heating up and all of a sudden in flames whenever people were driving it. I don't know if you guys know the story. So as a result, you can recall the product, or I've seen also with cool baked beans and with liquid fruit, a juice company, they had to recall some products based on the feedback that they got from people, and all of a sudden they had to put out the serial numbers of those products and so forth. So we have got an extended or augmented product. These are additional services and benefits that are built around the core of the product. So for example, you realize that if you buy a phone, or let's use a car, or a phone or a car, it's fine. The core product will be everything that phone talks about. For example, if it's an iPhone 12, we know that there's an iPhone 12 as a core product. However, there are iPhone 12 that has got many layers or augmented product that have got additional benefits. And those iPhones will then come in form of iPhone 12 Pro, iPhone 12 Pro Max, iPhone 12 Mini. Okay, so those are extended or augmented products. So the main product is iPhone 12. So if you want an iPhone 12 as a core product, it's fine. But if you want an iPhone 12 with many additional services, then you need to consider, the Pro Max or whatever. Maybe the Pro Max has got a better camera than the core product and so forth. With cars, we also have the same thing. You've got a Polo as a core product. Then you've got a Polo Trendline, or you've got a Polo Auto, and so forth. It happens. Most cars, they come with the core product, and amongst that core product, they then have another model based on that core product that has got extended services. So you realize that the core product, for example, does not have a reverse camera, but the Trendline Polo would have a reverse camera, more safety, or the other one would have leather seats. The other one does not have leather seats. The other one has got 5 speakers. The other one, because it's a core product, only have 2 speakers. So that on its own says a lot, okay, about products. So you need to understand when it comes to the main product that you have and the extended or additional services that you'd have around that main product. And we realize that these 7 P's, guys, are interlinked, because as much as you are talking about product, the extended product, of course, from a pricing point of view, which is another P, it is going to differ, okay? So each and every product out there, especially when you look at the phones, when you look at the cars, they have a core product, and then they have got a pro of that product that has got more benefits. Even your mobile applications, guys, you can have a software that has got basic functions, but in order to unlock more functions, you have a pro version of that product. For example, if you are using CorelDRAW as a design software, it has got its own pro version. You realize maybe that the core product is free, but if you want to unlock better features, you need to get a pro version that is paid for. For the fact that is paid for, then you've got a P for price. And you are going to come across that when you are discussing pricing, that will be talking about product as well, because there's no way you can separate a price from a product. And this is always debatable, especially in African cultures where there is lobola. Is lobola a price, or lobola is just a token of appreciation? If lobola is a price tag on a woman, would you then say that a woman is a product? So we always have such debates, in classes when it comes, to something that has got a price. People would say, okay, if there's a price to pay, it means that it is a product. I'd like to hear um, your opinions about this, whether those who are being paid lobola, does it mean that a guy is buying them? And if a guy is buying them, meaning that they are paying lobola for those women, would you say that those women are, are products? And nowadays, it's not only women who are being paid lobola for. I also know that people in the LGBTQ community, they also talk about lobola. You've got, for example, lesbian couples who say, I want to pay lobola for her. We have gay couples who say, I want to pay lobola for him. So what is the stance of lobola? If there's a P for price on it, does it mean that is it actually a price, or it's a token of appreciation that this family blessed me with a partner? So now I need to give them a token of appreciation to show that I appreciate that, they blessed me with a partner. Okay. Then we move on with the product. So there are options for varying the core product. For some companies, there may be options for new digital products that will typically be information product that can be delivered over the web. We have seen this especially with software company Microsoft. It has got a digital product. So there's no physical product that you can get at Microsoft, even if it comes in form of a disk. It is just a serial number that you need to put. So they deliver products online. However, there are questions that you need to ask yourself. Certain questions can be posed. Can I offer additional information or transactional service to my existing customer base? Can I address the needs of new customer segments by repackaging my current information assets, or by creating new business and position using the internet? Can I use my ability to attract customers to generate new sources of revenue, such as advertising or sales of complementary products? Will my current business be significantly harmed by other companies providing some form of the value I currently offer? So you need to ask yourself that. For example, if your car does not have a reverse camera, what if your competitor have got a car with a reverse camera? That's where you see the rivalry between Samsung and Apple. Samsung would release the S25 Ultra, trying to outbeat Apple with the iPhone 16, and iPhone 16 will do the same, trying to outbeat each other in terms of the value and the aspects that come with that product. Then there are options for offering digital products. Publishers, broadcasts, and other companies that can offer digital products such as published content, music, or videos now have greater flexibility to offer a range of product purchase options at different price options, including a subscription. So, for example, we know that with DSTV as a broadcast company, you can have a subscription. I also know that with OnlyFans, you can have a subscription. You pay, for on a month, then yeah, something like that. Then you can also have a pay-per-view, something that DSTV wouldn't want to introduce, because imagine if DSTV would have a pay-per-view as a product offering. It means that they'll be having less business, because most of us are working are barely at home. So if I were only to pay for what I'm viewing during prime time, the amount will be different. But Most people who are streaming online streaming, you can actually pay for the content that you are only streaming instead of having a monthly subscription for something that you would not use to the full value of it. So why not pay for something that you are assessing? Then we also have bundling, whereby, for example, with DSTV, you would put a certain number of channels, then it becomes a product bundle. We know that DSTV has got bundles. You've got DSTV Easy, we've got DSTV Access, DSTV Family, DSTV Premium, DSTV there and there. They are just bundling channels together to make it a product. And the thing also with OnlyFans, they say that for these 5 videos, you need to pay $50. Even with music, when you're downloading music, you can also do the same thing. I also know with iStock for images, they can bundle like 50 images for $50, for example. So you are bundling. You can also have ad-supported content. And that's where most of us who are broke do this, So because you cannot afford a subscription, because you cannot afford bundling, because you cannot afford pay-per-view, now you are being forced to view an ad. Think about it. When you are playing a game and you can't subscribe for that game, but for you to go to another level, you need to view an ad until it finishes. So if that ad it's 1 minute long, you need to view that ad in order to unlock another level. So if you want to watch Uzalo on view and do not have a subscription, you are going to be watching adverts instead, even on YouTube. So what they are trying to tell you is that either you've got a subscription, you are not going to view adverts, or you do not have a subscription, you are going to view adverts. So those advertisers are then going to be paying on your behalf because organizations want to generate money from the product that they are selling, but when now you can't afford, so rather watch adverts, then advertisers will pay those content creators. I hope I do make any sense, and it's something that you can relate to. For the extended product. So Chafe, Chafe is a digital marketing guru, and has got many textbooks and literature in the digital marketing sector. I know that you guys have got the 2021 edition, but with the 2012 edition, he suggested examples of how the internet can be used to vary the extended product. And these suggestions are still crucial in nowadays digital environment. So you can use endorsements, you can use awards, you can use testimonials, you can use customer lists, you can use customer feedback, warranties and guarantees. I hope students know the difference between a warranty and a guarantee. I'm not going to mention that. Money back offers, customer services, incorporating tools to help users during their selection and use of the problem. It is many guys, as well as influence marketing. So that's it about the products, guys. I hope this makes sense. Then in the next lesson, we are going to be looking at another P for the marketing mix. So we've discussed product. If there are any questions, if there are any queries, please do not hesitate to engage in available discussion forums, be it a WhatsApp group, be it the core campus discussion forum, as well as in class whenever we meet.